daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Newcastle podcast, your go-to for everything black and white. I'm your host, Michael Grahamslaw, and today we have a special extended episode as we gear up for Sunday's massive clash at St James's Park. Newcastle United versus Arsenal, and arguably the game of the weekend. Joining me today is my good pal, Iain Mackay. How's it going, Iain? You doing well?
Doing okay, Michael. Yes, I'm at my mum's. As you can see, I am recording lying down in my studio. It's not. It's just sitting with it on my knee on the bed. But it's like you had a, chaise longue or something to do your podcast on. It's marvellous. It's all good.
Ever the professional, my friend. Ever the professional. And you know what the thing is? He's lying in bed and he still does a better job than me in the studio. So that's all that matters. But absolutely massive game for Newcastle this weekend. Are you feeling ready for this one?
I am buoyed by watching our ostensibly second string. I know it wasn't, but it was a strong team that went out against Bradford, and I was there. They played really well, Michael, all the way through the game actually as well. So yeah, thinking about one or two of the players like Tonali, etc., who will come back in, I think we're ready for Arsenal. Arsenal seem a bit meh at the moment. I felt I'll be in the arse on it.
Yeah, we do tend to say things that bite us in the arse on this pod, but it's all good. It's not fun if you don't say a few things a little controversial, but I completely agree with the starting lineup. I just want to ask, do you think that we had more of our strongest 11 starting against Bradford than we did against Bournemouth? Because that's something I've seen a bit online, and I think at the end of the season we might kind of be agreeing with that.
Well, I know we said the Bournemouth game was more important than the Barcelona game, and that's why Vultomar played at Bournemouth and didn't start against Bournemouth. Now, could it be, as defending champions, that Eddie prioritises the League Cup for that to be even more important than the Premier League game away at Bournemouth? It definitely was a stronger side than went to Bournemouth because Gordon was back and Joelinton and Merino replaced Tonali and Willock. So that's two good midfielders, it's for one. And you know me, I like the Hall Livramento axis at fullback.
Yes, you do. Big fan.
Got nothing against Kieran Trippier. What a star. But I think for those two. So yeah, I would agree with you. I think it was a stronger lineup. I think we can have an even stronger lineup by combining the best elements of the two, though.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what we will do. So while on the topic, let's dive straight in. Obviously, Gordon, Alanga, Chow, Botman, Guimaraes, Joelinton all started against Bradford. But I'm going to start with the back line. Do you think we're going to start with the back four or keep with the back five? What do you think?
At home, well, I think most games at home we play 4-3-3. However, the back five was so successful at frustrating Arsenal last year that I think he might go with that.
I completely agree.
I think he might be playing the three centre halves, and we might see another fabulous performance by Dan Burn, turning up on the wing and in the number 8 position and chasing Rice around the midfield. So we'll do that. We'll have them stepping out of the back three to act as an extra midfielder at stages, I think. And hopefully we'll be seeing Joelinton funneling back to act as an extra centre half when needed.
Yeah, 100%. And one of the reasons that back five was so successful against Arsenal was the press of Fabian Schär. Obviously, our only casualty at the back ahead of this one. If it is the back five, do you think it will be Botman, Burn, and probably Malik Chow. But if we do go with a four, who would you see missing out of those three?
Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough one. I think Chow would miss out. because Burn and Botman have played together so regularly before.
Yeah.
If it was me picking, Burn's a colossus in defence. It's like trying to get the ball through a brick wall sometimes when you're crossing it in the box. And Gyökeres gives Arsenal a potent force on the transition in the box now as well, rather than just corners.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think I would go with Burn and Botman. I
And
do like
Botman,
Chow though.
yeah, same. I think he's a fantastic player when he's head screwed on. I think he does have a few moments where he goes a little bit AWOL and does things that maybe you sit there and go, why are you doing that for? But 2 games in, pressure's obviously going to be there. But we mentioned Botman there. Oh,
Can I just say about Chow, by the way, in that Bournemouth game where everyone said he should have been sent off for a yellow card, second yellow card, I thought he was quite unlucky. He just moved across in front of the player and put his foot to get the ball, but the ball unfortunately went underneath his foot, and the striker ran into him. I don't think he stepped across to body check him or anything.
well, I
Um,
think it's
fair
one of
enough,
those.
a free kick, but you could see that he was there to make a tackle, and because the ball ran free and he didn't get to it, it looked clumsy. But it certainly should never have been a red card or a
I
second
think
yellow to send him
it's
off.
Yeah, I think for me it's one of those where you're looking to see if Ryan Christie gets through on goal, if it's a dangerous goal scoring opportunity. What I would argue with that in Chow's defence is that it looks like there is another player who would be able to get back. But when you look at it from the Bournemouth perspective, the ball's in front of them. Christie's ahead of the defender. You don't know if he's just going to hit that first time and get a shot away. So it is a goal scoring opportunity. But I think it'd be one of those, if VAR did intervene on yellow cards, it's probably the same as the 2 penalty shouts where VAR doesn't overturn it and just goes with what the referee says. So, yeah, part of me agrees, part of me does think we got a little bit lucky. But just on the topic of Sven Botman hasn't started 3 games in a row for a very long time. If he starts against Arsenal, this will be his 3rd start in 8 days. Now, it's Arsenal at home. You want your best centre-back, your most dominant centre-back on the pitch. But do you think we've eased him in enough now that he can cope with that kind of schedule?
I think so. I think he was close, was he not, to coming back? You'll have to remind me, Michael, whether he actually did come back in the last game or two of the season.
Mm.
I
I think
remember.
he played a couple of minutes. Started a couple of games, but again, it looked like he rejigged one of his injuries towards the end of the campaign.
Right.
So it's a difficult one because every time he seems to get a run of momentum, he just seems to pick up another niggle.
Well, I think he's looked quite good coming through some strength
Agreed.
training. He's done a pre-season. So,
He has, yeah,
I mean, the time tells, doesn't it? There comes a time where you have to put the pressure on and see if he's properly repaired. Maybe Eddie feels he's fit enough, match fit enough for that now, which is good. We have to do it. If he goes wrong, we have got backup, which is different to previous years.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
I think uh, I think someone ought to have tried that on Willock a few times. Stop saying he's been injured as an excuse after he's played more than 30 games since he was injured.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he doesn't get through 30 minutes before he's injured again at this point. But we
Yeah,
mentioned Willock there into the midfield. It feels like Guimaraes, Tonali, Joelinton's kind of the nailed-on trio for these big games. But do you think Lewis Miley's the kind of player that's maybe played himself into contention for these games, or is Sunday not the time for that kind of gamble?
depends how Joelinton and Bruno came out of the game. If anyone got a knock, I don't think you'd have to risk any of those three because Miley, I trust Miley enough to step in. Certainly at home, I thought he was really tidy against Bradford, and he was the one who sat in the Tonali role to let Bruno and Joelinton push forward, which is a lot of responsibility for him. I know, unfortunately, his clearance got cut out and it cost the goal, but I mean, most strikers in that position would have put that ball way over the bar, not in off the bar.
Yeah.
So I can forgive him that, but I don't think he'd start if the other three are fit. I think the other three are still head and shoulders the best midfield that we have
Yeah.
brackets in the Premier League, close brackets. So
Yeah.
I think Miley's first man coming on. If any of them gets a knock, Joelinton, Miley would step in there.
Yeah, I completely agree. And sort of the reason I ask sort of leads into my next question of the front three. Obviously, Nick Vultomar is the one that we all want to be leading the line, but it's a big task against that Arsenal centre back partnership. Do you think Vultomar starts, or do you think Gordon gets another chance through the middle and he brings Vultomar on as a substitute? Because there is a big game in the Champions League in midweek afterwards as well. What do you think?
Oh, it's three. We're doing five at the back, aren't we? And
Yeah.
we've got the three guys in midfield, so two up top, which would be Gordon and Voltamada, I think. If we're starting the way we mean to go on, I would quite like. Maybe it's a much better team to pick when it's 4-3-3. But if we have to
It
pick
is,
two
isn't it?
up front, I think Gordon's the centre forward. Voltamada plays behind him.
Yeah. To be
Forward,
honest, I would like to see that.
and hopefully Bruno and Joelinton will do these late runs into the box that they did very well against Bradford.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
Joelinton could have had a hat trick instead of just the two that he had, and Bruno could have scored a couple. They
Yeah.
timed those runs very well, and it was Voltamada picking them out for the last
Yeah,
half
he was
hour.
great when he came on. He was
Yeah,
fantastic when he came on linking the play. I think it's one of those where he is brilliant at that sort of thing, and you do need a striker ahead of him. Even if we played the 4-3-3, I wonder if we'd be tempted to play Joelinton out on that left-hand side with Gordon potentially through the middle, and then Voltamada coming on in the sort of second half. But I'd love us to be a little bit more positive if we do play that back five, play Voltamada, and let him try and get Anthony Gordon in behind, because you do need pace in behind against that Arsenal back four. And to be honest, it could be the making of Anthony Gordon as a centre forward until Johan Wissa gets in. But if we do start that 5-3-2, are we agreed that's probably the way to go?
oh, I mean, there's loads of things I would love to see him try. I would love to get Voltamada. Say Joelinton moves to the left wing position, to the left attacking position, and Voltamada plays as a 10 in front of Bruno and Tonali. Or
Mhm.
Voltamada and Bruno sit in front of Tonali, and you've got Gordon and Joelinton doing right and left up front. That'd
Yeah.
be interesting.
Oh,
Get
very. They've
Voltamada.
got so many options.
I know, it's hard to pick, isn't it? But I think he's signed as a nine, isn't he, Voltamada? So he'll get picked as centre forward.
Yeah, to be honest, it might just be that way. But yeah, that's us for the first part. We'll go into Arsenal a little bit more in the second part. We've picked our team pretty much there. We'll go into how we think Arteta will line up at St James's Park in part two. But for now, it's something better than Arsenal. It's Bionique.
Your body is unique. And Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bionique,
Hmm.
the world's most personalised supplements. Bionique provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimise your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bionique. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now. Your body is unique.
That old one, eh?
Yeah, apparently, it just like Arsenal, it loves the number two. So it just has to happen again. But we're going to swing over to Arsenal now. We know Saka, Saliba, Eze, etc. all went through the Port Vale game unscathed. They played quite a strong side for that game as well. There is uncertainty around Martin Odegaard and Pietro Hicampi, the new defender on that side. But how do you see Mikel Arteta lining up at St James's Park? Is he going to be as conservative as we've seen him against Liverpool or Manchester City? Or do you think there's now a pressure to be more attacking because he's tried the controlled approach against City and Arsenal and only come away with 1 point? What do you think?
I don't think Arteta, despite losing 3 times to us last year, I don't think Arteta would have Newcastle down in the same bracket as Liverpool and Man City, personally. I don't think he'll hold back. I don't think he's worried. He's never worried. He always loses and never scores, but he's never worried. I think they'll go probably 4-3-3, and they've got an array of talent that they could choose from. They've got a really, I mean, what is it? Is it actually 2 players for each position now?
Yeah,
And
pretty
you
much.
can do that um, almost without weakening the starting lineup. I
Yeah.
mean, Madueke came in and was a revelation and was fantastic, but got injured. Bukayo Saka getting fit is quite quite a replacement to step in off the bench, isn't it? Bonkers, really.
Not bad at all. You think that for England
No,
as well? You'd think Saka coming off the bench, fantastic, but his biggest issue, he's rarely fit. First game back, really starting, is going to be against us. We're a physical side. We're quite well structured, defensively sound. When they beat us 4-1, he was the star man. Put Dan Burn on toast, buttered him, toasted him. Not in that order, obviously, but had him basically all ends up. But in other games against Lewis Hall, he's looked very adequate. So I think with that, it's going to be a really intense game. I think it's rarely free flowing between the two sides. There's more
no.
fouls than excellent manoeuvres. But Arsenal can match us with physicality, and both teams are defensively sound. What do you expect from us then? Do you think we're going to press early on and try and disrupt Arsenal, or do you think it'll be compact, hit them on the counter?
I think I think it'd be a little bit of both, won't it? I think we will try to press. Raya has a bit of a track history of giving the ball away for a soft goal at St James's Park, even back
Yep,
to the days when he was at Brentford. And who can forget his gift in the semi-final last year in the Carabao Cup?
beautiful
So I
stuff.
think we will press. I think we will press, but I think we'll drop back to a 5-4-1 very quickly, and hopefully turn into the impenetrable fortress that most of the Premier League has come up against this season.
Yeah.
Um, Key to that is Joelinton's fitness and aggression. We don't want a fussy referee who starts handing yellow cards out in the first 10 minutes,
No,
or
absolutely
who
not.
might
We've ruined the game.
end with 9 men or something.
Yeah,
But then they
100%.
might as well. So I think I think they might be cautious to start with. I think they'll probably try to let us blow ourselves out in a way that Barcelona did a little bit, quieten the crowd and then step up in the second half. But I think might be a mistake because you know what we're like going at teams if they sit off us.
Yeah, 100%. Particularly if the crowd feel like they're against them as well. If the referee's having a little bit of a bad game, not letting things flow, the crowd get on top, and then all of a sudden it's a very hostile atmosphere. But
Mm.
these are the two teams in the league with the lowest expected goals conceded. Or up there, should I say. Newcastle have one of the lowest XGs in the league as well so far. Arsenal, despite scoring 10 goals in 5 games, they are quite blunt. 8 of those have come against Leeds and an Ange Postecoglou Nottingham Forest, which feels like it's basically a free couple of points this season. Do you think we maybe should just start looking at the betting odds for a 0-0 now and get it over with? Or do you think maybe there will be some goals?
Well, we've not had a 0-0 at home yet. If it was
True.
at Arsenal, 0-0 would be a sound bet. But you probably only get 11-2 or something on it, and that would be a great point, by the way. I would be happy with a draw at Arsenal. Um,
100%.
no, I mean it's always tight, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's never a high scoring game. It's at James's. I can remember winning 1-0 a couple of times. Usually a hotly disputed goal as well. We forgot Willock taking the ball out of play, crossing it over to an offside, or crossing it over to Joelinton, who pushed the centre half out of the way and knocked in by an offside Anthony Gordon. 3 of our reviews, and we won them all. Yeah, yeah, I don't think it'll be high scoring. I would take another. I would predict another 1-0 for us.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm inclined to agree. I think it's going to be one of those. I'd definitely be saying you're under 2.5 because either I think Arsenal will beat us to nil or we'll beat them to nil. I don't think it's going to be one of those where there's goals free flowing. And to be honest, I agree with you. Actually, I can't remember the last time there was a 0-0 between the two sides. Probably we probably managed one under Pardew or something like that. I think, in fact, Jovino and Joey Barton getting red carded in like 2011. That might be it off the top of my head.
Well, there was a one under Bruce, I think,
Oh,
which finished 0-0 uh, at Arsenal in the FA Cup, I think.
oh,
But then we lost 2-0 on extra time. But I counted that 0-0 as a draw at Arsenal because it was so long since we ever picked anything up there. Although we did, we did in the Carabao Cup, didn't we? So yeah. Anyway, it's at home, and we've got quite a good record against them at home, actually.
yeah. To be fair, I do stand corrected. Apparently, it happened in 2023, as you say, in the Premier League. It was the first time Arsenal failed to score at the Emirates since March 2022. I will say the match report about it. Arsenal have still got an 8 point lead at the top. It was a clear penalty, Dan Burn, blah 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 blah. But we had top four. I do remember it was top four ambition. Joelinton had a header at the back post. It was arguably one of the worst games of the season, but yeah, I do actually remember it. It was, to be honest, a terrible game, but a great point. So yeah, we might just see that again. But what I will say is, no matter what happens, it's probably going to come down to the midfield three, in my opinion. Arsenal like to play on transition. That midfield comes massively through that. We've got, in my opinion, one of the best midfield threes in the league. Do you think we have the edge 3 versus 3 if we just put it there? Tonali, Guimaraes, Joelinton, Rice, Zubimendi, in this case Merino instead of Odegaard?
I haven't seen enough about Zubimendi to really make a judgment on him, although I saw the goals. He does
Yeah,
look
he's
very,
got
very
some good
good.
goals.
He does
Yeah,
look very good. Merino, I quite like Merino. He did a season under Rafa at Newcastle, didn't he? And I did think he looked
yeah,
classy. There's a lot of water under the bridge since then.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
very versatile to be able to score, what was it, 13 goals as centre forward, just because he got told, you're a centre forward now, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, good player. I think Bruno and Guimaraes would be picked every week to play in Arsenal's midfield, and Joelinton
Hmm.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Just whether you think
Tonali and
Joelinton,
Bruno in there. Joelinton wouldn't be.
yeah.
Got you.
So I think it's close. I think it's on the day. It's a performance on the day. If you get a Joelinton in the mood as he was against Bradford to score twice, then I think we win. But I'm not
Nah, we
sure. I'm not sure about Joelinton. Sometimes you'll get distracted by the sort of passion and aggression, and it detracts a little bit from his uh, ball control, etc. But that might be what we need as well. I don't know. It's always fascinating against Arsenal.
yeah,
I always go
100%.
into I always go into Arsenal and Liverpool, assuming we're not going to get anything out of it,
Oh,
wherever we're playing. And so I have been really, really pleasantly surprised in recent seasons for us to do so well against those two. But Arsenal they've such a long, successful history against us that anything against them is a plus.
yeah.
But
To be honest,
the
I
old
think
days.
just yeah, I was going to say, I think just like me, you've been scarred by too many 1-0 defeats with Lauren Koscielny scoring the only goal. It's weird that it happened more than once. 3 times was kind of taking the mick a little bit, but he loved a goal against us. But yeah, we'll get into our predictions in the next part. But for now, Ian, I think you have something from Zencaster for us. Is that right?
I do indeed.
Oh,
Um,
delightful.
Here at the Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery platform. Zencaster came out the clear winner. Hopefully Newcastle will on Sunday. With 4K video recording from your phone and AI editing that automatically removes all those ums and ahs, it's super easy to start a podcast that sounds great and is delivered efficiently. If you're ready to tell your story, check out the link in the show description to learn more about Zencaster.
Absolutely beautiful stuff, Ian. Thank you very much. And before we get into the actual prediction and the scoreline, I wanted to just say something about the only guarantee in this fixture. I mentioned there's not a lot of goals, but what there is cards, cards, and more cards. So over the last 8 meetings, there's been an average of 5 cards a game. Why do you think this game gets so heated? Do you think it's because our midfield just loves a scrap and loves getting up for it? Or do you think it's something that both sides have actually grown a little bit of a heated rivalry with each other because, these are always tight, intense games?
I think the latter. I think Arsenal probably 2 or 3 seasons ago, since Eddie's time, let's say, Arsenal would come to St James's Park with a sense of entitlement,
Yeah,
and we sort of jolted them out of that with the first 1-0, which is this one with the very controversial goal.
yeah,
Um, I think we then lost 2-0 the following season, but we won again last year with an absolute beautiful goal. What a fantastic cross it was from Gordon. I forget who it was who was got on the end of it. But yeah, I think that manifested itself in because we played them 4 times last year. The 2 semi-finals were real needle matches, and again,
yeah,
a semi-final of a cup competition. Arsenal, if you remember, thought they got the easy draw and then lost 2-0 at
yeah,
home. And there was a month in between those games, and because of results, when they came up to play the second leg, they were convinced that they were going to overturn the 2 goals that were behind, and they lost 2-0 again. So I think Newcastle are a bit new upstarts, new kids on the block that keep bloodying Arsenal's nose. And that
yeah.
means that some of the Arsenal players that have been there for 3 or 4 years have a little bit of a chip when they play against us.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's there with the
And,
fans as well. Like Arsenal are
yeah,
joining Liverpool with the most entitled fan base in the world. Like you'd think it would be Chelsea, given where it is, and the fact they've just won the Club World Cup, etc. But realistically, no, not even Man United fans come close to those two in regards to entitlement. It's I want to say pathetic. But I know you've got a crossover with the other guys on the Arsenal side coming soon, and I don't want to say anything that would piss them off too much, just in case you get the wrath.
well,
But actually, this will come out afterwards. So
I really think I'm going to get bullied on that because it's just me and there's 3 of them coming. So
yeah, they brought the
I,
heavy artillery for you.
I know. I'll have to be as tough as Joelinton to survive that, won't I?
Yeah, unfortunately, I am
Oh,
having to leave you for that one. No cavalry
don't
on
worry.
my side.
Don't worry. I mean, if I just stay quiet, they'll just end up talking themselves. All the Newcastle fans watching our podcast will see the Arsenal entitlement come through, won't they?
Yeah, it won't take long,
Obviously.
probably at all. But
They're nice lads,
let's
to be
wrap.
fair. They're nice. They are nice. The Daily Sports, I can't even say who it is, the Daily Arsenal guys on the Global Sports Podcast Network are nice guys. Jamie, Rodney, they are.
But this weekend, we hate you.
We do hate them, yeah.
But let's right. So let's wrap this one up. First off, how big is this game for both teams? We need a big result to spark the season. Arsenal already 5 points behind Liverpool. They can't afford to fall further behind, can they?
They can't. They can't really afford. Oh, there's loads of games to play. Arsenal go and beat Liverpool. Um, you know, Liverpool drop. Liverpool are. I think Liverpool are catchable. They could have lost points in every game they've played. They've really just scraped through. I know they've got 5 out of 5. But let's be honest, I think they've all scored their winners in injury time in all of them.
Yeah,
Um,
pretty much.
so that's not going to put me off thinking they can't be caught, however good the players are. If it's level going into injury time, they're going to get caught a few times this season. So I don't think
True.
it's make or break for Arsenal, but I think Arsenal would prefer not to be 8 points behind them before the end of September. That does give them
Yeah.
a bit of a mountain to climb. For us, we have fingers crossed laid to rest any hoodoo that we had that we couldn't score for Toffee, having had three
Yeah.
goalless draws away from home, um, and one goal only against Wolves. It was a winner, of course. That'll do on Sunday.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
so it is a big game for us, though, because of those points we've left behind on games we should have won away from home. But we do get up. We can really get up for it at St James's Park against the big boys.
Yeah, we
Liverpool,
do.
so lucky to go away with a win from us. And I think Arsenal will know they've been through the, we could say without swearing, I nearly swore there.
The
Arsenal will know
proverbial
they've,
ringer.
yes, they will know that they've had a game by
Yeah,
come the end of 5 o'clock on Saturday.
aptly put. So, it's time to put our money where our mouth is. Prediction time. How do we see it playing out? Full-time result, and let's go first goal scorer. Why not? Give me the full picture.
It's easy for me, and then you've got a really awkward one to do. I'm going to go for a Newcastle 1-0 win,
Oh, okay.
and let's go for the man who always scores against Arsenal, Anthony Gordon, to score the winner.
Beautiful stuff. I am going to be my usual self and be a bit more pessimistic. I do think we're going to put in a really good performance. I think it's going to be a 1-1. I think Arsenal are going to take the lead through Victor Gyökeres, and then we're going to be the ones finally that get a goal late on, because we did that so well last season, but haven't really done it this campaign. And I do think it'll be Nick Vultomar getting the goal from us. Just because I want to see him score again. I want to see him do so well for us, which is going to make me incredibly biased when talking about him for the next, really.
If you're
But
if you're predicting a late goal though, Michael, surely our top scorer this season, Will Asula, must have a chance of scoring in the 80th minute.
he's
He'll
who's
come on,
knocking it
won't he?
on. To be fair, I tell you what, I've slagged off Asula quite a lot this season, but showed quite a lot of striker's instinct yesterday against
Mm,
Bradford, and that's something that I've said he's lacked the whole time. So
right. He
I'd
took the
definitely
first
give him
goal.
time.
He let the ball do the work to beat the defender to score his first goal, and he turned up just at the nick of time, right on the far post to score his second. When I think the defender thought the ball was going to run out because he came in very late. I like him. I like him. And I tell you what, Alanga needs to book his ideas up, or I'll be campaigning for him to swap with Murphy to start on the right wing because he looked really good
Ooh.
out there.
Yeah.
He's got our money back at Christmas for Alanga.
Hey, to be fair, just imagine we send Alanga back to Forest. We're not going to do that. We are going to stick by him before anyone kicks off at me. But Will
Um,
Asula on the right, Voltamada in the number 10, Wisser up front, Anthony Gordon on the left. Oh, beautiful.
I know it'll be good. It's exciting. It's exciting. And we were starting to waver a little bit, having sat through all those nil-nil draws. But I saw what they've been doing in training. And I know it was only against Bradford. That's what gave them the chance. But
Yeah.
they'll be getting slicker week to week. And I'm excited to see what comes in the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's amazing what a good result against a League One team can do for confidence, but hopefully it does that for the lads as well. Fantastic stuff as always, Ian. It's a pleasure doing this with you, as always. And for everyone listening, hope you enjoy the game on Sunday, wherever you're watching from. We'll be back. Well, you'll be listening to this before a bit beforehand, but we've got content for you every day. We'll have an immediate reaction going out after the Arsenal game as well. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you've got the notifications on, and make sure you don't miss a single episode. Until then, I've been Michael Grahamslaw, been joined by Iain Mackay, This has been the Daily Newcastle podcast, and you have been fantastic.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.